Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, and welcome to another happy edition of the Hamster Misogynist. 7:37 Central Time, United States of America. Yes. How are you? St. Louis, Missouri, middle of the country. Beautiful day today. Loved it. Yeah, up early this morning streaming because I can. What? Uh-huh. Yes, no nagging. Well, let's not go down that road. We have a couple of videos to go through. Let's first start out with this obvious danger, this threat to all Western fembots. I mean, we cannot possibly have anything like that. Snakey's here, Mr. Pliskin. Hello. Mr. Grinch is in the building. Dark Blade, Mr. Hemi 4-Speed, Drubius. Tom Laundry is here. Okay. So we have this massive threat to, well, the women of the world. We have some women now. Let's set the table here. No, I'm not drinking. I had my drinkies last night. Frost is in the building. Hello, Frost. Gonna meet up with True Blood Snake. I don't know. Is he coming through St. Louis? He'll have to tell me. I haven't heard from him. But anyway, so we all know the mythology behind feminism, right? Feminism is put in place so women can do what they want to with their own friggin' lives. So they don't have to be wives. They don't have to be virgins. They can go out and be all kinds of garden tools and then run through the carousel and all that. But some women are choosing to not do that. And it's a threat. It's, oh my God, what are they going to do now? What doesn't? It's easier to just list what doesn't piss off a freaking fembot. They get pissed at everything. Oh, these poor women. Oh my God, look at these slaves. We're going to get to it shortly. All right. The day in the life of a traditional wife. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? Strawberry fields forever. Yeah. Imagine this freaking music is probably copyrighted. I don't know. Let's see. I do a face full of makeup and wear house dresses all day long. Daily. No. Oh, look at the evil. Can you look at how she's evil? Don't get back to the kitchen, woman. You get back to a shitty office and file your papers for a boss. That's what you need to do, you evil woman. Yes. Make your own money. Don't you want to be dependent on no damn evil man? Oh my God. Alrighty. Yes. Looks very feminine. Very nice. And she's packing some heat there. Did you notice that? She's packing a little bit of heat going on there at the top of the dress. Undead Chronic, by the way, is doing a stream tonight about something. So I'm sure it'll be fun. William Stenchenhammer is here. Hello, William. Good to see you. Oh, True Blood's here and Zombro. Hey, thanks for the pictures this morning of the bagels. Or was that last night? Whenever it was, you bastard. Real New York bagels, even. You, New York. I hope you had some good deli as well while you're there. Steaks and all that. Sounds good. Anyway, let's get back. I mean, look at the, by the way, can you smell the oppression? Look how oppressed this poor woman is. Look at that now. She's cleaning the kitchen up, just like every other normal human being would have to do, married or not. I know. Look at the oppression. All right. Oh my God, her husband lets her drive her own car. Oh my God. He probably even pays for it. I know. That's the Kroger. Yep. And then there's the laundry machine. Let's see how difficult it is for the women to do laundry. Well, I wonder if it's harder for them than it is me. Because I just throw the shit in the thing and drop some detergent in and hit a button. I know, it's crazy. But it's the oppression of the female. It's much harder for them. Yes. Okay. Laundry. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Done already. The struggle. How do they do it? I don't know, man. Oh my God. Oh, no. Don't worry. Now we're going to get to a fembot that's going to bitch about the whole thing. Of course we are. Because that's what we do here at the Hamster Channel. We like to hear the fembots complain. When don't they? Next. All right. So hubby's working a night shift, so we're eating dinner together today early. So old man's going to work the second shift, maybe make some more cash. All right. Like garlic. Yep. Ooh, some noodles. See, making sketties. Chickpea pasta with goat cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, and fresh bacon. Yummy. Except for the peas. I don't like peas. Not really. Not in that situation. Buys it on Tuesday. Hello. Luke Chase is in the building. Hi, Luke. Mouth Agape Ape. Or is it Mouth Agape Ape? Are you an agape singer? Are you? Aerodynamics says garlic is oppression. Yes. It makes your fingers smell funny for a while. I know. Finishing up my household chores. Okay. Water the plants. Just like every other normal person would have to do, no matter if they're married or not, right? Here's the good part. She doesn't have to pay for a damn thing. I know. Yeah, but she's being oppressed. She's a slave. Looks like she's folding her laundry. Okay. Vacuuming, bare feet. Ooh. There's the old man. Lucky dude. Yeah, there you go. Now, of course, this is putting the feminists in a frenzy. Because, they're not happy with anything. Even when they tell you that's what feminism is for women to do what they want with their own lives, and they're not this. No, not that. That's evil. Instead of being kind, loving, she should be at the office. All that shit's based in Marxism, by the way. Yeah, that's during the Russian Revolution in, 1917, whenever it was. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to take the kids away from the mom and actually make it so she didn't even have to cook, make communal kitchens where everybody would be cooked for, so the women can go out and be wage slaves. Well, barely wage slaves. All right, let's share this one. Okay. The dangers of being a stay-at-home girlfriend and trad wife culture. The danger. Oh my God, the dangers.
If you're on TikTok, you may have come across
I don't know who this
a video like this.
Something.
This is what my mornings look like as a 25-year-old stay-at-home girlfriend.
Which is part of the stay-at-home girlfriend trend.
Yeah, well, if that's what they want to do with their lives, whose business is it? What business is it of yours? Let me find the volume knob here. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Go ahead.
Where women, typically in their early to mid-20s, stay at home without a job and are provided financially for by their boyfriends.
Wow. She doesn't have to work and she gets free rent and everything? Where do I sign up for that?
You may have also come across a video like this. Which is part of the trad wife trend. Ooh. Trad wife stands for traditional wife, and that trend focuses on this idea that women should take up more traditional gender roles, such as staying at home.
Or it's about the idea that people can make their own choices in life. So, yeah, no, they're being Irish Viking is here. Hello. Sons of Patriarchy is in the building. Green Lord is here.
With an extra emphasis on the idea that wives should submit to their husbands.
You see, that's the I think that's the part that gets them worked up. Submit, as if this is somehow, enslaved to or something. I don't think it really means that. Maybe it does in the Bible. I don't know. I don't think so, though. God, let's continue.
Trad wives also believe that they should submit to their husbands and serve their husbands and family. And that triggers people because the words submit and serve, it makes women think that we're saying that we're less than a man. That's not what we're saying. Trad wives just believe that they are here as women for a different role, equally as important though.
And though
so when a husband submits to his family, which he does, right? He goes out and works 8, 10, 12 hours a day, brings home the money. Is that also no? That's expected. Now I'm starting to see the feminist logic here. See, it's a double standard. When he submits to his wife and family, it's perfectly accepted. It's required of you, by the way. But if she wants to do the same thing for her husband, oh, no, that's bad. That's bad. Now, I know there's some threads here, too, that you can't tax, really, stay-at-home mothers if they're not making an income. I know. And without those women out there working, the wages would have to go up. I know.
These trends are separate entities. It's pretty easy to see the ways in which they overlap. In both cases, these women are dedicated primarily to homemaking, and their lives are undeniably centered around meeting the many needs of their boyfriend or husband.
And themselves as well, because they would have to be doing this stuff anyway if they were single, right? No.
This is everything I did
Shaman King, XYZ, hello.
for my boyfriend
Cubing
today
speed.
as a stay-at-home girlfriend.
But the overlap that I find most significant and the one that I want to focus on most in this video is that of financial dependence. These women rely on the men in their lives for financial security. And as someone who likes to cover topics like financial education, money, feminism, society, media, all of that, there is a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, there is. That's why they invented alimony. Dear. But I'm sure we're not going to talk about that, right? See, alimony is just a gimme, right? Even if she's working, she still gets what? No. Alimony was set up back in the day where women weren't regularly in the workforce and they stayed at home, right? But we still keep holding on to that tradition, even though the women's are out there working. I know.
By the way, if you like topics like this and video essays like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so from the surface, these videos seem so picturesque, and a lot of people enjoy watching them. They have millions and millions of views. I'll admit, I am more
betting too that you don't like the whole a religious sort of aspect of it as well, right? Whatever your name is.
One of them. When I was researching for this
Christians
video, I came across a lot of these videos, and they're really
Stenhammer says, I want a trad wife and stay-at-home girlfriend. Oh, what the hell? I mean, hey, dream big, you know.
addictive, honestly. Aesthetically pleasing days spent to getting smoothies and doing Pilates and journaling. No clocking into a job or having a boss breathing down your neck.
Yeah, it sounds horrible to me. I don't know about you guys. My God, how could she stand it?
A lot of people, it seems like a dream. But there are just as many people, if not more, who find these trends a little concerning. And I will admit
sure there
I'm
are.
also one of those people.
I bet they're all fembots. You think? Do ya? Subway Club for me. Yes, Irish Viking. I had some Guinness torpedoes last night. No torpedoes tonight. So also had a fun live stream as well. Getting drunk like an Irishman. Cubing speed. The way the femmes perceive being submissive is akin to East. Yeah, I know. That's exactly. Yeah. To being a slave. Yeah, they think it's slavery. Slavery.
There are a lot of young women and girls who are watching these videos, and so I think it's important to dissect the very real dangers behind the stay-at-home girlfriend.
Dangers. Oh, here we go with the danger.
Trad wife lifestyles beyond the glamour. So what's the problem here?
What is the problem? Tell us.
Focusing on just the stay-at-home girlfriend trend for a second, you
Yeah, there's no legal protection for that. You're right.
start watching some of these videos and you see this alarming similarity in the ages. Most of these women are early to mid-20s. They're very young, likely out of college, and yet they're already giving up their career and their income to stay at home and take care of the house and their
Maybe they don't want to have one of those stinking careers you think so fucking important. Yeah? Maybe these women want to do something else with their lives. Has it ever occurred to this person? No, of course not.
boyfriend.
It's called decades of brainwashing. You're not a real woman unless you have your career, boss babe. Right? 1,000 clock stare aerodynamic. Yeah. So they're missing out on all that cock jumping. I know, it's crazy. They could hook up with Andrew over in accounting.
Now, you might say that's because by the time they get older, they've been wifed up already, and then they have kind of moved further in that pipeline into the trad wife role. And
again, whatever women want to do, if they want to be trad wives or get married when they're 20, that's their business. Why do you care? Why is it such a big friggin' deal? I'm wondering.
maybe that is true, but the fact remains that there are a lot of dangers of being this stay-at-home girlfriend without any legal protections of marriage, however iffy those can sometimes be.
It's not iffy at all. That's rock fucking solid if you get married. She gets half of the shit and alimony.
Pretty scary to think about women who are only a few years into their post-grad life who are already in a position of financial dependence. In your 20s, there's a good chance you've recently graduated college, you're building your career for the first time,
you jumped off the carousel
on your own.
That's really what they're concerned about. That's really what she's getting all wigged out about. She doesn't care about all this ancillary shit. Sure, if you're a stay-at-home girlfriend, yeah, if he can kick you out, you could, yeah, understandably. Married, not so much. No, that's a whole different ballgame. That's legally protected. She doesn't care about that. What she cares about is women, young women, not out riding the carousel and becoming garden tools. That's right. And, by the way, they don't like the idea of family. I was just reading about this. You know, Karl Marx believes that just the act of getting together in a family is slavery. That's where this shit comes from. It's from freaking Marxism. Marx, in particular, in a book called The German Ideology, if you want to look it up.
And the money that you save during that time and you invest.
Brandon, you're dirt. Why does her pillow over here look like a piggy?
Goes so much further than whenever you invest and save later in life. These are years where every dollar you save and invest in your 20s is worth 10 times the amount it would be if you were in your 50s.
Well, depends, but yeah.
Only is compound interest wildly on your side, but the working world is also a lot more understanding of
Shaman King. Yeah, she's going to get to that. The point she's trying to make is that if you stay home as a stay-at-home mother or whatever, stay-at-home wife, and he boots you to the curb, because, you know, it happens all the time. Like 15% of the time, you know what I'm saying. She won't have any experience. She won't have any work experience, blah, blah, blah. I get it.
your lack of experience. What's scary about young women taking up these positions as stay-at-home girlfriends is they're giving up these foundational pieces of their financial future. If
they're not riding enough cock.
you're staying at home, tending to the house and tending to your boyfriend's
Wait a minute. Don't you have to tend to your own shit no matter? Sorry,
needs,
what?
you, one, are not bringing in any income, which
you're not being able to be taxed.
could help you with financial emergencies in the future.
You know that video we just saw with the girl? She's probably making $100,000 a year or something on YouTube. I would say that's pretty good, right? Look at real Fem Sapien, Allie, right? She's supposedly, stay-at-home mother, doesn't have a job, but she's making bank on her freaking YouTube channel. There's nothing wrong with that.
Future, or just financial freedom in general. And two, you aren't building up career experience, so it's going to be a lot harder to re-enter the workforce.
How do you know? How do you know, dear? Maybe she has a part-time job. Maybe she volunteers at the cat factory. You don't know. You're just making a lot of assumptions here, right?
If you ever need to one day. This is
fat dog.
It's not to say that homemaking is not labor, because it absolutely is. But the reality is that domestic labor remains unrecognized and uncompensated in our society.
They keep bringing this up. Again, this is Marxism. This is Marxism 101. Well, it's unpaid labor. When she could be out there getting paid for her life.
Despite its immense value.
Now, the immense value of her labor, and it's not easy keeping up a big house. Looks like this woman has a big house. She's being paid by getting a place to live. She's getting free food. She's getting free washing machines, dryers, clothing. She's getting free heat in the winter, air conditioning in the summer, a car. Doesn't have to worry about any of that shit. It's all taken care of, and all she has to do is dust. So she is being paid, just not in cash. That's where these Marxists get all worked out. Oh, what do you mean? No, it's not fair. With
the position of a stay-at-home girlfriend, this invisible labor problem is exacerbated because you have an unequal benefits relationship at play.
How is that? You got a free... Do I have to go through the litany again? Yeah, you're getting everything for free. So shut the fuck up about this unequal bullshit. It's not. He goes out and works, brings home the money. You get a free place to stay and live and eat, shower, all that stuff.
If you're a stay-at-home girlfriend, you are providing unpaid labor that...
Real trans sapien. That's pretty good aerodynamic.
Directly benefits if it's your boyfriend. But while you commit to labor that isn't formally recognized via money or professional institutions, your
But she gets a free place to live.
boyfriend is still able to build his career, make money of his own, and create a formalized professional legacy for himself.
Yes.
You don't.
Maybe she doesn't want to. Have you thought of that?
Once a woman gives up financial independence
This is Judge Judy.
to a mate, it's over.
Personal agency is at the center of this whole conversation.
yes.
Because, yes, women can enter these relationships
I know, Mr. E. What about men's unpaid labor? Exactly. I never bring that up. Who mows the lawn? Who shovels the friggin' snow? Who cleans the gutters? Who changes the oil in the fucking car? Who paints on the weekends? Who does all that shit? Mostly men.
be it as a stay-at-home girlfriend or as a trad wife, with full autonomy and agency.
Yeah.
Hopefully, unless there's coercion or manipulation. But
Yeah, well, that would be probably illegal. But go ahead.
as time goes on, the woman has no savings, investments, income, or career of her own. And
How do you know? You don't. When your husband wants you to stay home with the babies, it's support all women until that woman talks positively. Exactly, dear. Exactly. Women can do what they want. Hey, in high heels, blah, 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 right? But when some of these women decide they don't want to do that, oh, God, we tear them down.
the dynamic shifts. She
Fat dogs shovel snow. Fuck that. Well, you're in Texas, bro. But I did hear somebody got some snow down south. Where was it? Was it Arizona? Somewhere they got some snow.
is now reliant on this man for just basic things like food and shelter. When
Just basic things. Like, oh, I don't know, food and shelter, all paid for.
that happens, one's personal agency is dramatically lowered. The biggest danger here, the ability to leave abusive relationships.
That's true. I'll give you this. Yes, that is true. But not in the United States. You know, if you're being abused like that, there are women's shelters, domestic violence shelters all over the place. And they should be. That's good. So it's less of a thing, but of course, she's a obviously brainwashed Marxist feminist type. And so she believes that those things actually don't exist because she believes feminism has got a long way to go. Really? Where are we going? Nobody could ever point that out. Go on.
There's something called financial abuse, and this is a really common tactic used by abusers to control and manipulate a relationship. Research indicates that financial abuse occurs in 99% of domestic violence cases. And the reason so many people stay in abusive relationships.
Let's see if we can read this. Economic occurs when abuser controls finances, victim's ability to maintain money. Control, okay. Preventing the victim from having or keeping a job. Okay, well, that's preventing. That doesn't say they can't. No. Okay. All right. Interfering with the victim's efforts to maintain a job, sabotaging childcare, transportation, or other arrangements. Harassing the victim at work, refusing to work, not allowing the blah, 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 blah. You can read it. I'll put the link below in the thing.
Is because they rely on their abuser financially.
Not allowing the victim to obtain health insurance. Really? Not showing the victim's name to be on accounts, okay? Controlling the victim's access to financial information, demanding an account of everything the victim buys. Oh, you evil man, how could you?
Financially. It's hard to leave when you have no other options. Now, this happens a lot.
Yeah, except that's not true. We don't live in 1940s anymore, babe. But okay.
Nowadays, but it also happened a lot back in the 1950s, which is
why did all these types have some thousand clock warbling? I don't know. You know, it might just be an affect, right? They might just pick it up when they're in college. You know, this is what a feminist is supposed to sound like, so I'm going to try to do that. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Who writes these statistics? They just make shit up. You know that. Yeah, this sounds good. Yeah, evil men. It's made up crap.
Is a time that, at least in the
Shaman King, aren't all of those things illegal? Probably. Yeah.
trad wife spheres is extremely glamorized with lots of aesthetic depictions of the cult of domesticity. We've all seen
the cult of domesticity. The cult. Now it's a cult when women start wanting to stay home. Oh, God.
colorful pictures of housewives in their pretty aprons and their perfectly styled hair as
and if that's their
they
choice.
tend to the home. But we forget that those images are merely rose-tinted ones that are often created by corporations to
So she pulls out advertising from the 1940s as if this is what's going on today. 40s and 50s are long gone. Buys it on Tuesday, correct?
sell things like home appliances.
Everyone's a bigot. Ooh, what are you saying?
Place for everything. That sure helps around my kitchen.
I'm going to go to 1950s television commercials, right? Yeah. What about today?
Everything in its place. That's easy.
And that this caricature
Right.
was primarily reserved for middle to upper class white women. Women of color and those of the lower class were not intended to be afforded the same colorful domestic bliss that's pictured. Not to
Who do you think invented feminism? Upper middle and upper class white women.
mention that these
By
50s
the way,
propaganda images that are so
homemade food, not goy slop. For the
fondly looked back on.
Is that Chronic's term, goy slop? I read a post here, community post earlier about goy slop, and I think it was from Undead Chronic. Mystery Man is in the building. Steve Sanchez here too. What does Mystery Man have to say? They fail to realize they hurt themselves by fighting. Well, again, I mean, we're all free, equal under the law. If they don't want to do this, they don't have to, right? If they don't want to be a stay-at-home mother, then don't.
Often ignore the very sad and oppressive realities of these housewives. We have the more abstract feelings of emptiness.
Yes, you've been reading your Betty Friedan there, haven't you, sweetie? Yes, you have.
Which is captured well in Betty Friedan's book, The Feminine Mystique.
Bingo! Bingo!
That often led women to taking tranquilizers and heavy use of alcohol. To
All
more
those little
concrete
pills.
examples like marital abuse. Now, domestic abuse wasn't recognized as a crime in the 50s, so it's hard to pinpoint exact numbers. But
So what about today? Is it a crime today where we live in the current? Yes, it is.
know anecdotally, a lot of these women felt trapped in loveless and or abusive relationships.
Yes, back in the day, you're right. Now we are, 70, 80 years later, after the revolution and feminism and all that stuff, it's not that way anymore, sweetie. Betty Friedan is ancient history. Doesn't work like that anymore.
But what if your relationship with your boyfriend or husband is completely loving and safe? What if he is kind and affectionate and a fantastic financial provider?
And he gives you the top 10 deck. Tail Gunner 2 is here. XYZCT. They can't stand things working smoothly. Yeah. They always got to throw a wrench in it, don't they? Always got to bitch about something. We got to change it. My goodness. Green Lord, we're over the hand. It's him. He's supposed to put that ton. Yes. Yes, exactly.
Who would never lay a finger on you. I believe those are absolutely real situations.
It's probably like, 90% of men will not be beating up their wives. I mean, come on now.
I do not think that every relationship that has a stay-at-home girlfriend or a trad wife is destined to be an abusive, awful, loveless relationship.
I think you do, actually, dear. You just don't want to admit it. You believe that because you're a feminist. You believe that every encounter in the bedroom is the R word. Come on now. Come on.
That is not the case at all. Some of these relationships are happy and healthy and both partners respect and adore each other. The reality is that even with all of that, there is a vulnerability to being financially dependent. The vulnerability of financial dependence does not stop at abuse. It extends to the awful but very real possibility of death. If your partner passes away unexpectedly and you have no form of income, no savings, investments, or ability to understand your financial situation because you have
life insurance, a will,
no financial education, you can find yourself in a very...
I mean, is she making shit up here? I mean, if you're married to a dude passes away, the wife gets all that shit automatically, doesn't she? Or the widow. She gets all that. So what are you even talking about? Go on.
Difficult and dangerous situation. And this is unfortunately a position many, many women find themselves in.
Shaman King. I think she does. Yeah, I know she does. She doesn't trust men by default because she's a brainwashed, programmed little robot. Programmed with feminist cult bullshit. Now, if you're talking about the traditional stay-at-home girlfriend, right? Everything she says is true. You have no right to the guy's money. You haven't done, but if you're married to the dude, the guy passes away, you get all of his goodies. There's life insurance and, God's Social Security, I guess, right? If you're really having a hard time, the government will throw some money at you. So Yeah, she's smoking crack here.
At some point in their life. Various surveys show that nearly 80% of women will at some point become the sole financial decision maker in their life, and many widows will spend decades controlling their own finances. And so just like those depictions of the 50s can flatten the very complicated relationship women had with traditional roles at the time, I think that these stay-at-home girlfriend and tradwife trends on the internet are ignoring a very real danger that comes when you fully financially depend on your partner. Yes.
Yeah, you don't trust men, babe. Yeah, I think the two are actually different. Completely, right? A wife married, there's legal things there. The guy dies, you get the will, you get the money, you get the house, all that other shit. If you're the girlfriend, well, that's your fucking problem, isn't it? Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you shouldn't stay at home and do nothing.
People get to make their own choices in this world 100%, but choices are not made in a vacuum. People, messaging, media, all of it influences the way that we look at and navigate this world. And so I think it's imperative that we
propaganda
look at this kind of media with a critical eye. Speaking of media, let's dig into a quick movie reference, shall we?
Oh, God.
If you saw the trailer for Don't Worry, Darling, you probably...
I didn't. No. I don't know what it is.
Probably saw the nod to 50s fashion.
Do we really have to? What is this? No, nobody cares about this shit. We want to hear you whinging.
Official spoiler alert. So jump to the end of this video chapter if you do not want to get any spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. But if you have seen it or you don't mind spoilers, you can keep on watching. So in Don't Worry, Darling, we quickly realize that everything is not...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Brandon, of course. Yeah, I'm going to sign everything over to Riggs. He gets my cheap-ass guitar. That's what he gets. That's all he's got to get. AC says, wait, so are flat earthers and they're in a vacuum? Well, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, there's just, what is this? We're going to go to the end here. Boom, go. All right.
Have historically been underrepresented or even flat out excluded from the world of money.
When, dear? Certainly not the case today. I think there's actually more women in the banking industry now in like big cities like New York City than men. So shut the hell up.
Women at this point are not allowed to hold any property.
19th century. And I think a lot of this is bullshit, by the way, too. But go ahead.
Their own. All their property is actually accorded to their husband. Any property that they bring, any wages they earn, in fact, belong to their husband.
And he would also be responsible for paying the taxes, for right? Let's not bring that up. No. He just gets a free piece of property, that bastard from hell. There's reasons why they did certain things certain ways. And I'm not defending it. I'm saying that was 100 and some years ago. I mean, come on now.
Very, very severe restrictions around legal status in married women.
Even now, the default representatives of the finance world are men. I mean,
I don't know about
financing. And in the home, at least for heterosexual relationships, men are often seen as the default money manager.
What's wrong with Daddy? No, he's just paying bills.
We're going to get a copyright strike here, I think. That dog, pre-1960s, when married women could not get credit. Yes, but I mean, we're not there anymore. We're in 2023, for God's sake. Well, at some point in the past, women couldn't get their own bank account. Probably. That was how many years ago? Half a decade, half a century ago. I think we get it. We got it.
Nothing to concern us.
Yeah. And Christina Applegate. Ooh, she's really cute. Loved her in this thing. Brandon Trueblood, SVB's board of directors, 78%. Oh, stop it.
These archaic roles are still rearing their heads. I know so many women, many of whom who make money, have jobs, but they
Greenskin Kratos.
don't know anything about their finances. They defer completely to their boyfriend or their husband to manage their savings.
Really?
Investments and financials. That is a huge problem. And not just because women on average get better investment returns than men.
Oh. Of course they do. Of course they do. Women are better at everything. Yeah.
Which is also true. But no, it's bad anytime we are kept in the dark about our financial future and our financial health.
Probably why, if that is the case from Motley Fool, that women get better returns. Women probably take less risk, right? Instead of going into the stock market, and trading on some, really shady shit, They put it in a savings account, and it's a constant. Why even argue?
We as
Who
women
cares?
need to inject ourselves
Exactly. What savings is she talking about? She said they don't have any.
into these financial conversations.
Oh, yeah. Is it MS that got Christina? I think she also had breast cancer as well. Yeah, she went through a lot health-wise. She really went through a lot.
And decisions, because financial literacy is critical, and these financial decisions affect us deeply.
Yeah, if the woman is staying at home, and I mean, you can only dust for so many hours, maybe she can get the internet. It's this new thing that you can get, and she can look up something called on Google, and she can become financially literate. She could teach herself the ins and outs, and there you go. No.
Financial literacy unlocks better choices and better security and better pizza, Papa John's. But also, it makes it harder
I hate Papa John's pizza.
to be manipulated and controlled. When we have a say in how we make and use our money, we're able to build the confidence and power to better align our lives with our values. It's not about stripping our partners of power, but building ourselves up as teammates who are able to tackle life and money together.
And again, all you have to do is go to the Motley Fool and read up on all their paperwork. And if your husband has like a 401k, go to Fidelity. They've got training courses, thousands of hours of training you can look into. After, you put the stuff in the machine, you do the laundry, and you can read up on how to invest.
Relationships are absolutely about depending on one another. Interdependence is such a crucial part of a healthy relationship.
Yeah. So she depends on him to bring the money home. He depends on her to keep the house a cleanup. I know.
However, when you move into the territory of relying wholly on your partner for your financial well-being, you've now entered a space of one-sided codependence.
Who hurt you?
Remember that you are the main character of your story. So many of these stay-at-home girlfriend and trad wife videos center men at the narrative.
Brandon, you're dirty.
Doing this for the man. It's catering for the man, but you are the protagonist. Ultimately, this is your life. Make sure you're the one in control of it.
Yeah. Well, I would assume that the women want to be a stay-at-home mom and wife, that they're choosing that, Crazy. All right, let's hear the potential solutions.
Maybe you've gotten this far in the video and you still want to be a stay-at-home girlfriend or a trad wife. I'm not here to tell you shouldn't be.
Well, thank you.
But what should you do? Here are a few potential solutions to reduce your vulnerability. One is to keep at least one foot in the working world in some way. So I will give major props to the TikTok creators who make these stay-at-home girlfriend and trad wife videos.
What did they do before TikTok? They sold Amway, don't you know?
Because they're able to make some money, hopefully, out of these videos and still building up some skills like marketing and social media that could be applied to a job if they ever needed one day. If you're not a TikTok creator,
or they'd have to start at the bottom just like they would have when they were 21. I know.
This could look like part-time work, freelancing, building up a small business,
having a YouTube channel,
even doing something like volunteering in admin.
Only corn fans
and work, something that builds up some skills. And it can also look like just keeping your network alive. So still connecting with former colleagues or former managers, being active on LinkedIn, anything that still allows you some interaction with the working world. So it makes it a little bit easier to get back in if you ever need to. Another potential way is a prenup. Now, I am not a prenup.
Oh, this should be good.
Expert or legal expert in any way, but my understanding is that this can help you, because if you're someone who's going to be a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom, something like that, you're forfeiting potential earnings in the future. So you're giving up money you could have made if you'd stayed out in the working world. That might be a greater.
Wasn't there just a dude that had to pay his ex-wife like $300,000 because they calculated her earnings when she was a stay-at-home wife or something? Yeah, something like
arrangement when things are going well. But if things go poorly, it can lead to a really bad position where you don't have any money. And a prenup or a postnup can sometimes help create some type of financial protection.
A prenup or what the hell is a postnup? I mean, excuse me, the divorce laws are on the side of women, right? They're going to get alimony. They're going to get a bunch of shit. They're going to get a bunch of money. That's the way it's set up. So what are you even talking about here?
For you. The last thing I'll mention that you can do to protect yourself is learn more about personal finance. And I think that everyone should do this regardless of what kind of relationship you're in or what position you're in financially.
Yep.
Financial literacy is so important. And
like I said, I've got a phone here, and it's one of those modern ones. It's got like the internet on it and shit. You can just do the dishes, turn on your phone or get your laptop, put up training courses when you're doing whatever you're doing. Well, easy. No problem.
can really help anybody. The more that you can
Texas, no alimony here.
understand your own financial situation, your choices and options that you have, all of that, it's going to make for a better life, and it's just going to make you a little bit less vulnerable.
Well, I mean, Drubius, yes, exactly. I mean, if the sad thing happens, there's a divorce, whatever, you just need to go out and get a job. I mean, I'm terribly sorry. You know, I'm sorry. All right, let's go to one more here. Let's see. Who is this guy? FF Forsyth. Yeah, he's going to basically come out and, you know. Yeah.
Now I'm going to rant.
Yeah, I know.
And only because I am absolutely sick and tired of fat, delusional, fake hair, fake eyebrows, caterpillar eyelashes, nose piercings, ring piercings, tongue piercings,
flat piercings. I'll put the link in the chat, Rooney. So this I just found this guy. I was poking around, you know, this afternoon. It's like, oh well, what's going on with this guy? FF Forsyth. Go ahead.
Too much makeup, too many fucking earrings, too many bad boss bitches. Now listen, I'm going to show you something.
Poopy buttholes here. Hi, Poopy.
I'm a good,
Mita is from Finland.
average man.
Yeah, I know it's noisy.
Here in West Texas, El Paso.
Yep.
That's my backyard.
There's some trees.
Pool.
Yeah, well, he's a grumpy old hater of women.
Take you around the house. I'm not going to take you all over the house. It's a grill, a table. It's not for people to come by.
Got a pool. Almost need one of those in Texas.
Trees, all that kind of stuff. And you have.
Although I wouldn't have one. I don't think I would. It sounds like too much work. You always got to take care of the.
Have all of these
I'm
running
lazy.
around like.
Wait a minute, I got to get me one of them women.
They're the fucking prize. You know, I just, at some point in time, you got to get fucking sick and tired of these delusional bimbos. And you can't afford to live here. You couldn't even afford to pay the property taxes to live here. It's probably more than you'll make a month.
Especially in Texas now that they rejiggered all the property taxes. Fat. Did you get hit with your increase yet? Because I heard I was reading some shit about Austin. There's people can't afford to live in their houses anymore just because of the taxes, or like almost like a house payment. It's crazy.
But you know what?
Yeah, what?
You'll definitely try to shame, insult, guilt, because you have to have the need to be right.
Ooh.
And talk all this stupid shit. That's just the living room. I haven't even gone to the kitchen. Look. Bedroom.
All right, there.
Bedroom with the sauna, exercise equipment.
No, I wouldn't get a sauna either. That just sounds icky. $7,500. Wow, that's pretty chunky. $500 a month or so in frickin' property tax. Holy shit.
A bedroom with more. Main bedroom down there with the master bath. There's a full bath right there. Come on. And you guys, you know what?
Well, yeah, I know. Mira, probably in Finland, yeah. But in Texas, it's just, I don't know why you'd ever need one. All you got to do is walk outside. It's so effing hot. You're sweating. It's like you're in a sauna.
Sick and tired of this. Listen to me.
Especially in El Paso. I would think it's really, I don't know if it's as humid there, though. Is it, Fat Dog? Probably not. More desert-like, probably.
I can do hundreds of things for you you can't do for me. Yeah. I can change your life. There's a half bath, air conditioning, water heater, closet, plant.
There's Texas. There you
trim,
go.
Plants up there, room, chessboard, living room,
Looks a pretty nice house. That's all right.
office space made
He's got a keyboard just like me.
for someone so that they can work from home. But you know what?
He wants to give it to a thought. No, I don't. I think he's well, I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do here. He's just bitching, really. Sons of patriarchy. Dry sauna is dope in the winter out here in Idaho. Yeah. All right. Cool.
That's not important. You know what's important? Your feelings. Here we go. Front yard.
Probably more like Arizona then, I suppose, Fat, huh? Yeah. Fucking hot.
That's called a BFP. That's a big fucking palm tree. Neighbors live in a great yard now, according to my friend who lives right up there. This is the ghetto, and I can't tell you. And you know what? He's the guy who kicks my ass in chess.
In chess, Eric Zombro is the chess master around here. So you give him a shot. They're big fucking palm tree. That's funny.
I don't fucking like that at all. So,
yeah.
Anyways, all that to say this. For me, at some point in time in your life, you just have to fucking take these women and go, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, if you need $15,000 in cash, not including the itty bitty tiny parts of cash.
Yeah, you see, the thing about me and Brandon talk about this all the time, because you look in parts of Texas, there's palm trees, which would never ever be there because palm trees are, well, the coconuts that float to the shore. You know how it works here. Let me see if I could, excuse me. See if I can clear my throat. 1 second. Let me find the friggin' mute button. I can't even find the mute button. Oh my God. No. Okay, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Hold on. All right. That's better. Go ahead, Grumpy.
That you put into it, you get it.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you a question. I'm not trying to.
Arvero says, F the heat. I'll take -20 every time. I'm not real big on the hot. No, I don't. I'm not a big hot person.
Enter your life. Look, boom, beautiful. Back here, this is the junkyard.
Oh, yeah.
It's the, it is what we call the place we will not talk about. Now, I don't have
man cave.
$50,000, $70,000, $100,000 sports car. I had a little sports car. I always wanted a two-door sports car. Could never afford it when I was a young man.
Is that a Toyota?
3-car garage.
Huh?
And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, ladies, you couldn't buy this house by yourself. You couldn't even qualify.
Well, I know Zombro's in Tulsa. I was there once in like August. Jesus. Holy shit. Tulsa's mighty hot. Or is he in Oklahoma City? I don't know. Yeah, Tulsa's hot. Ooh.
Laundry room. Pantry.
Yep.
Here's back in through the way to the office and the rest of that stuff.
Yep.
The kitchen.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I have one of those. Or one of those. I have one of those kitchen things where you're supposed to, in the middle, and it's all covered with beer cans.
I am so sick and absolutely sick and tired of paying attention to your delusions. Here's a single benefit for having a guy like me in your life.
Okay.
You're going to automatically qualify for something that is called
Mr. Pliskin, peace and quiet. Yeah. What channel is this video from? FF Forsyth. I put the link previously in the thing. I'll put the links in the description here when we're done.
SPP, and watch me not be able to find the paper. You know what? Fucking.
Everyone's a bigot. Summers of 138. Were you over in Iraq? Holy shit.
Just pull all the paperwork out and try to show it to you. Which means you get 2 pensions for the rest of your life when I die, which means I'm taking care of you while you're here and when you're gone.
2 pensions.
Trying to find it. Personal information. I don't want to show you all my personal information.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Australia is 138 degrees. Holy sh! Really? Oh my God.
I don't really want to show you how physically messed up I am. Because I like to fake the funk.
Don Schmidtke says, I have a stove thing I picked up along the roadside. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Well, hey, as long as it works, it's perfectly good. Why would somebody throw it away,
And of course, I can't find it. It's like, anyways. Here's
Yeah. Who 346. Yeah, the guys who went to Iraq with all the heat and then all the gear. Oh, my God.
one of the benefits you get just by being in my life. You get survivor's benefit plan.
138 degrees is like Death Valley, California. Heesh. That's
all right. Name, and one of you ladies, name me anything like that you can do for a man. Provide him money, tax-free money, tax-free from property taxes.
Yeah, he's gonna have all the strags lined up at the front door.
Oh, I just.
What you need to do, sir, gentleman, is go to Florida because there's a lot of widowed women down there. Hey, let's snap you right up.
So on top of that, there's another one that comes with guys like me for getting fucked up in the military. It's called dependency and indemnity care. That means that you get free medical.
Jesus, Easter Sunday, you went to Iraq 6 times? Holy shit.
Free dental.
Dude.
And you get another pension from the Veterans Administration. One of the pensions come from the Department of Defense. The other one comes from the Department of Veterans Affairs. So you'll probably, without having to lift a finger ever for the rest of the time in your life, about 4,000, I can't remember if it's 4,200 or maybe $3,800, somewhere in between that line. And you know what?
Yeah.
For some of you, that's just not going to be enough.
I don't know if it's tax free. I don't know if it's tax free. You'd have to ask a vet. I don't know.
That's not a Coach bag. It doesn't.
I believe, however, in Texas, if you're a vet, you don't pay property tax. Does that sound right, Fat Dog? I think somebody told me that. If you're a veteran, maybe it's just the injured veterans, but if you're a vet, maybe an injured vet, you don't pay property tax in Texas. Isn't that nice?
Doesn't matter.
Hell yeah.
You ladies are so fucking far out of bounds. It's just not even funny. Are you telling me, as a woman who was probably in her mid to late 40s, and you find a guy like me in his early 50s, 51.
51. Wow.
You wouldn't want to come live here? 4-bedroom house, 3-car garage, in-ground pool, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to work, but if you want to work, you can work. Are you trying to? There are, every month, guys like me are retiring from the military.
Yep.
Every month. Do we come with a bag of this? Do we come with a bag of dysfunctional? Yes.
Yep.
If someone tries to kill you all the time, blow you up, put you in the hospital and all that, yes, of course.
Is that where's it? Fort Bliss? Is that out in El Paso? I believe.
Of course, there's a learning curve. But if you're not even going to try,
retired not having to pay property taxes in Texas, really? Ooh, okay. I'm getting close, baby. I'm getting close.
To be a wife, why bother? Seriously. And ladies, if you live outside the United States, I can help.
Brandon says if you're a disabled vet, you don't pay property taxes in Texas. So that's
help you become a U.S. citizen. I can help you get a good job, and I can vouch for you and help you every step of the way.
Yep. Yep.
You ladies here in the United States.
Fort Bliss is nice, you say, huh? Okay.
You are lost balls and high weeds, and we're just sick of it. And on top of that, you're fat and out of shape, and you have a bad fucking attitude, and you got fucking tattoos all over the place. Couldn't cook to save your life. Don't know how to do anything except spend money. But I'll tell you what, if you have a job and you're a bartender or you're a manager or you work somewhere where you think you got prestige, you will bend over backwards to make anything happen for them. But God forbid, the guy that's going to provide for you for the rest of your fucking life can't even get respect out of you.
Yeah.
Guys are sick of you guys. You know what? And it's going to be easier for me and everybody else. Why don't we just pick up and leave? The Philippines is hiring. There are people in
Yes.
all over northern. They're hiring guys like us. And what I say is, we have a dick. I have a dick, and I'll travel. You don't have to come to me. I'll come to you. Too many of you are just unbelievably delusional about what you get out of this. Name the last time any woman in your life's given you $15,000.
Never. Never.
Name the last time in your life a woman's ever bought you a car, bought you a house.
Even paid for dinner for.
No, seriously.
No, seriously.
Takes care of you when you get sick and tired or hurt or anything like that.
Yep.
Look at
Nothing.
I'm going to show you. That's a scar. There are dents in my head. I got a dent right there. I can't tell you. I have been through the fucking ringer. I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I'm still trying to be a part of society. And you know what? Here's the thing. Ladies, you don't want to make peace.
He did.
Well,
I guess
you finally have won.
Yeah.
Now we don't want to make peace with you. You're literally fat, out of shape, with bad attitudes, too much fucking makeup, crazy hair, crazy shit up here.
Yeah, I think he does have a couple of issues. Yes, everyone's a big Vanish Mantle. Hello, good day to you as well. Rada's here. Yep.
Eyebrows that look like somebody took a fucking Sharpie and drew them on like you're a clown character, and these absolutely crazy eyelashes. I'm going to tell you ladies something about eyelashes that's going to probably get disgusting. They're called C lashes, and you can look it up because they're called cum umbrellas. And that has to do with the madam who made these eyelashes so that certain things didn't get in a woman's eyes.
Really? I didn't know.
I'll leave it at that.
That's icky. Is that true? Is that true? Those big lashes are to keep. It is true, Rada. Oh my God. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I suppose it kind of makes sense. God. I mean, how much goo would you have to have in your face? It's just, oh God, ew. You
guys are fucking unbelievable. If you think I'm going to take you to a board meeting with rings like this and that, I'm going to take you to a stockholders meeting, I'm going to take you to a city managers meeting, I don't even want to go dancing with you. And on top of that, you're fat and out. Anyways,
But I mean, realistically, this he's going to what? Go for something in the late 30s. You know what you're going to get, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what you're going to get. I don't know. A lot of these 30s women have all that shit, the stuff in the face and everything. Ugh. Nose rings for then. Rustlin says, I don't know. I don't want to know.
Had enough. I promised I wouldn't do this, but I cannot tell you. I am just sick. And I just came back from the mailbox. FedEx dropped a plan off.
Yep.
I really believe that women out there, and you're average at the best part of you, you're average. Most of you women, 90% of you are average. You really all believe you're 10s, at least an 8+, 7+. Fuck out of here. We're going to leave. Why should we put up with you when I can go to the Philippines? I can go to Thailand. I can go to Malaysia. I can go anywhere on earth and replace you with a better version of yourself. And you can stay here or do whatever you want to do. But nah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not of the I'm not really big on the this whole passport bro idea thing, because I'm really thinking it's not. I think it's the grass is always greener on the other side kind of thing. I'm sure they're, probably works out for some people. They get a nice, nice woman, traditional woman, whatever. But I don't know. I saw this this video. I wish maybe I'll look it up about this guy that got he kind of got hosed by I think she was Filipino, but I'm not sure, and it was a mess. I'll let this guy play. I'll see if I can find it.
So many of us out there who want to make peace with you. We just want peace.
Peace and quiet. Yeah.
And you know what? Doesn't matter about the house, the car, the money, the status. Nothing matters. You know what matters is your feelings, lady. You don't feel like you're getting everything and anything you want. So you win. It's time for us to go our own way. And don't be surprised. Don't be upset with us. Don't call us misogynist. Don't call us gay. Don't call us any of this other stupid shit. We don't have to put up with you. You and your narcissistic tendencies. You and your delusions. So it is what it is. Yeah, anyways. You guys, I love you guys. Your lives are so much more difficult than mine ever was. Just had enough. You just at some point in time, you gotta go. Time to fuck out. What are you talking about?
Yep. You got to do it, boys. You're the prize. Women, I don't have to go and say it. You know. Luke Chase, John, Gone with John's a simp. Is he? I didn't get the link there, JLM, so I don't know what to tell you. The link didn't come through, so I don't know I don't think I have anything blocking anything, but it's possible. All right. Let's see here. Well, let's look at this one. Share this tab instead.
You miss 100% of the shots.
Go ahead.
Well, hello, buddy. Welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching my channel for the last almost 3 years now, you've probably heard me say many times how safe the Philippines is and how where I live there is no crime. And since then, I've had several people, one friend and 2 subscribers, come forward with stories of things that happened to them.
Yeah, I think this guy, I don't know if he's a victim himself, but I just pulled this off the internet.
And I just thought it'd be only fair to share that with you, and also it might protect some of you guys from having the same thing happen to you.
Another pounder says, you can't bring them back. They'll be rapidly westernized into the feminist bullshit. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you 3 stories.
That's true.
All related to me firsthand within the last week.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
One was a good friend.
It is a nice house, Easter. Yeah, very nice.
For 2 subscribers of mine.
Of course, he's got a bunch of Filipino women in there slaving away for him.
They were kind enough to share their stories. Both subscribers
see the hard
didn't want to go on camera, but they said it was okay for me to tell their story. I'm not going to use their names or.
Down under Drova. MGTOW here. You saying worth the squeeze. Happy not to be a simp or a passport bro. Hey, Rada's here. Rada's a woman. Do you think these guys are wrong about all this stuff, or they're just whining? I don't think so. Women are just really they're not pleasant today.
What countries they're from, because it's irrelevant anyway. I'm just going to tell you the stories. The first one takes place here in Negros, and as I told you, here we have very little crime, very little. So this guy.
Yeah. Do you hang out with some of the younger crowd? I don't know how old you are. I think you're in your 30s anyway. Do you run around with these younger girls and like, is it as bad? It certainly seems bad to me.
He was a newbie, just got here.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Yeah. Meeting girls online. He's doing the whole Filipino Cupid thing. Older guy meets a girl. I don't know how old she was. Meets a girl online, and they agree to meet. And he decides to ride his motorbike from where he lives, his rental motorbike from where he lives, to 7-Eleven to meet her there, which is like maybe 4 kilometers away. He'd been drinking. He wasn't drunk, but he had, a few drinks.
Yep.
Older
Ooh,
guy who
bad.
had not ridden a motorcycle in years.
Oh, jeez.
Even though he's riding a scooter, he had, very little experience.
Easter Sundays. I knew this dude who went to the Philippines, so it told me it usually involved 2 Filipino and a bowl full of Viagra. Oh, boy. Rada says, even the younger girls that go to church are brainwashed to think equality, feminism, and LGBT flag is, yeah, exactly. Hello, Kush.
Plus, he'd been drinking. He didn't put on a helmet.
Oh,
He forgot his wallet.
oh, God.
And so on his way from his apartment to meet this girl, he crashes.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Cuts his head open, ends up in the hospital, gets a ride to the hospital, probably in a tricycle. I'm not sure how he got to the hospital, but it wasn't on the bike.
Mhm.
Gets to the hospital, and they stitch him up, and they also gave him a couple of tests to make sure he didn't have a brain injury.
All right.
And I think they kept him overnight. And of course, in the Philippines, you have to pay as you go.
Okay.
And of course, since he didn't have his wallet with him, he didn't have any money with him. And so he
Just, how can, I don't know. Something doesn't make sense here. You're going to meet a woman in the Philippines. You think you'd bring some cash, but
had only been here like
Easter Sunday is blazing up this morning today.
maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. So he didn't know anybody.
Uh-huh.
So he did have the on Facebook Messenger, his neighbor, who was also the so-called landlord of where he lived. Like where he lived up in Valencia, there were 2 or 3 apartments up there. One guy lived in one. This guy was from South Africa. And so it wasn't Filipino. This guy from South Africa. And so he messaged him and said, hey, I know I just met you and just moved in next door, but I wrecked my motorbike. I'm in the hospital, and they stitched me up, and they're keeping me overnight. I need to pay the bill.
Shit. Need some money.
And I don't have my wallet. And could you please just go into my apartment? I didn't lock the door. Door's open, and my wallet's in my bedroom in the side table or something like that.
Yeah, I'm spidey senses going up. Something's not really making sense to me. Why would you leave your apartment open?
So this guy, his neighbor, goes to his apartment, gets his wallet, takes out his ATM card, and of course this guy gave him the PIN number to his ATM. And he goes down and starts getting money out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he pays the bill for him so this guy can get out, and he goes home.
All right.
But he keeps asking this guy to get his card back, and then he keeps making up excuse after excuse after excuse.
God.
Finally, after 2 weeks, I mean, you think red flags would be going up left and right.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, a lot of red flags. Yeah.
After 2 weeks, the guy gives him his card back and also the invoice from the hospital.
Uh-huh.
And the invoice from the hospital is 99,000 pesos.
Whoa.
To give you an idea, 50 pesos is approximately $1. 50,000 pesos is approximately $1,000. So
it's about
99,000 pesos. So well over $1,000.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh my God. At least we got a manly one here. We got some paint and shit. Yes.
And so he goes, wow, I didn't realize it was that expensive, to get your head stitched up in a couple of tests. But he gives him back his ATM card, and he, assumes all is fine. He goes on his bank, and he's wiped out, having money left in there.
Yep.
And then he goes down to the hospital just to see what was going on. He rides his motorbike down to the hospital, shows his ID, and asks for a copy of the bill, another copy. So they print out another copy of the bill, and when he looks at it, it's for 9,000 pesos. A little over $100, like maybe like $140, $150, something like that.
Yeah.
And so then he doesn't know what to do. He realizes he's been ripped off, or
What's he battling? He's telling some stories about some guys in the Philippines got ripped off. I was hoping he was going to talk about girls doing the ripping off, but
almost over $1,000 by this guy. He is his neighbor, and he sees this guy every day because they live next door. And He sees him, as he's leaving his apartment. He'll say, "Hey, how you doing? Where are you going today? Nice weather, making small talk with this guy who's a criminal and ripped him off."
Yeah.
And he's afraid to do anything about it. He's afraid to confront him. This guy's younger. He's like I said, in his 40s. The guy that got ripped off is in his 60s. And so he goes to the police up in Valencia.
I was going to say.
And they say, well, you got to go to the barangay captain first. We can't handle it until you go talk to him first. And that's kind of the way they do things here. Like the barangay captain, almost think like tribal, like a chief almost. He's the tribal guy
like
of that particular area. And disputes among people, especially
another pound. And people are ruthless, man. They are ruthless. It's it's really you don't want to mistrust everyone, but there are people out there. They'll rip
minor
you off.
disputes. They usually go to the barangay captain first. He tries to sort it all out before the police get involved.
Osman NLG says, just because you travel to another country, that doesn't mean the people there still treat you like an outsider. You're not one of them. Okay.
You owe somebody money, or their roosters are loud, or they're playing karaoke in the middle of the night, whatever it is, the barangay captain tries to sort it out. So he goes to see the barangay captain. The barangay captain talks to him and then sends him to the police. And the police say, well, we can't make a report unless you come here with, he had a letter from the barangay captain agreeing to proceed with it. But then he had to get a witness to go with him, another foreigner to be a witness.
Yeah, what's going on with Gone with John? Mountain MGTOW. What did he do now?
And so that's kind of where he's at right now. He's never going to get his money back. He's still living next door to this guy. And so, the mistake he made was three. The first one is there is a helmet law in the Philippines. You'll see people all the time riding around.
Yeah, why is he a simp? We got to have details. All right. Let's that was an interesting story, but I wanted to hear something a little bit different. Let's go look at this. Maybe this will be better. Okay. Filipina abusive wife to her foreigner husband. Oh God!
So my husband is coming now.
Right. Ouch!
Right, fast. Okay.
Morning, Renee.
Yeah, Gone with John. Why are you a simp?
No, it's not. That's you need that for your glitter. For your glitter. Seafood is good for the glitter. Okay.
Which one's the wife? Is it the older lady or this younger one? I don't know. It doesn't say.
I haven't got goiter.
Come on, that's good for your glitter. Tocino, taliklik give that. Because Mananglina went shopping the other day. Okay?
I mean, this guy looks happy, doesn't he?
Oh, we sit over there, darling.
Oh, God.
Because it's light.
He's married to this young girl here? Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know. All right. There was one more here while we're at it. Okay. Share this one instead. All right. Let's see what this comes
Go for
up
looks
with.
because the ugly ones will treat you just as badly. It's true. And I think a lot of us have recognized that. I think a lot of women have gone for people that they didn't find particularly attractive because they thought that they would be more humble and treat them better. And then their ego is like as big as it would have been if they looked like Zac Efron. The question is, why did we think that that was going to work? Women put their entire value in the way they look. Society has taught us to do that.
Oh God, dude, blame society. No other reason. No other reason.
Our value is measured in how many men want us and how many men find us attractive. Men, on the other hand, have never been taught that. Men are human first, ugly second. And it's quite the opposite with women when we think about it in the way society views us. A man's value has never been measured in how attractive he is to women. A man's value...
Did I just hear what I thought I just heard? What? What?
And it's quite the opposite with women when we think about it in the way society views us. A man's value has never been measured in how attractive he is to women. A man's value can be measured even more in economic output, how much money they're making. And
No, today it's it's economic output and looks. and everything else. The big schwank and the big
Still based off of capitalism and the patriarchy.
1,000 clock vocal cords. Oh, God with John. And are you guys getting into a pissing match?
But thinking that a man's going to be more
That's all
humble
right.
because he's not seen as attractive to most women does not work for a reason. Because he's still a man. Doesn't matter to him.
He's a man. Yeah, he's evil.
Today I'm going to be rating how I dealt with
What the fuck is that? Oh my God. Does she actually believe that that is attractive? Or is this a yoke? Is it a yoke? I don't know.
people catcalling me in LA. Okay, so this first one, growl really loudly. This one throws them the fuck off. Whenever someone is catcalling you, they always expect you to just like be quiet or ignore them or just.
I mean, does this woman really think she's attractive with this, with all this shit on her? Yes, she has the cum blockers on this. Oh my God. It looks like a bad 70s disco.
No.
I mean, Jesus.
No. This shit is going to rattle their bones, okay? 11 out of 10. The second one, give them a death glare. Literally don't look away until they do.
What?
This establishes dominance, okay?
Oh.
Imagine you're catcalling someone and they
Ronald McDonald. It's like more like the Hamburglar or something. Like, Jesus.
They turn around and they just stare you the fuck down.
Oh.
What do you
yeah.
do? You look away.
Uh-huh.
And that's what they did. 12 out of 10. This third one, clear your throat obnoxiously and cough until they're grossed out. This one is probably one of the most entertaining ones. Just
what is this even supposed to be? A list of what? This is men catcalling women? Yeah, exactly. Mita. Is it Mita or Mika? People have been saying Mika. Is that how you say your name? I'm sorry.
Just give it a really and hack like you're gonna die. I had one guy catcall me. Once I started doing that, he jumped a foot. 14 out of 10.
Oh, this is the response to some guy wanting to get your phone number. Okay.
Look for part 2.
Today I saw this tweet from AOC. It starts with, "You may not know that you know a survivor, but it's highly likely that you do."
Okay. You know, we always got to get back to this, don't we? Don't we?
And it reminded me of a story
It is Mita. Okay. Mita May.
that I think is really important for me to share.
Lovely. There's a Beatles song. I'm sure you know. Lovely Rita Meter Maid.
When I was
Mita.
in college, I took a journalism class focused on
did you?
storytelling, and
Wow.
we had an audio assignment called Someone I Used to Know. And
Yeah, I had to take classes like that too.
that was kind of the only prompt, was it had to be about someone you used to know.
Oh.
When it came time to present, one of my classmates stood up and she played her recording, and it was about how she was sexually assaulted by one of her close friends
That's terrible. That's awful.
when she was 14. As soon as she was done, another one of my classmates immediately went up without saying a word and played her story. And hers was about being sexually assaulted by a guy who was her boyfriend at the time of the assault.
No. They don't consider catcalling from guys they're attracted to. It's only the guys that aren't attractive to them. Then it's catcalling, and it's a big problem, and they're going to make it illegal in England.
As her audio recording
I think they already have.
played, I just felt myself getting super anxious and flushing completely red in the face. And as soon as it was done, I practically leapt out of my seat and ran to the front of the room to
I know Greenlaw, isn't it though? Every single one of them. Their ex-boyfriend was abusive. They've been through some trauma. I mean, how really? I mean, the numbers just simply do not add up. I don't know. It's horrible when this stuff happens, certainly. But I mean, the numbers don't add up. You know, well, that's because women are afraid to report. Well, if that's the case, maybe we should do something about that. Let's fix that system so these things get reported. So the guys that are doing these things can go to prison where they belong.
present my story. This is
Once they're convicted.
part 2 of my story about sexual assault survivors. After my 2 classmates had presented their stories, I also went up and I presented my story, which is about how I was sexually assaulted by my boyfriend at the time, the summer after I graduated from high school.
Okay. So you had you were abused by a guy. Okay.
3 women in one
horrible.
class. All
I hope you reported him.
we had been asked to do was to
No.
share the story of someone we used to know. And all of us just happened to choose to share stories of being sexually assaulted by someone we loved and trusted.
Yeah.
All of us had doubted that what had happened to us was really rape when it first happened. And all of us had had experiences being shamed by the friends or family of the person who had assaulted us.
They shamed you. I find that really hard to believe. But again, I've never been in that situation. But okay.
That experience rocked the entire class, especially our professor who talked about how.
Yes, Brandon. According to who is it? The one chick in the 40s. Yeah, it is.
How it terrified him for his daughter. We spent the whole next day discussing it, and it became clear that we weren't even the only women in that class with
E minor 7th sharpened 9th. Oh, yes.
those experiences. You know, survivors, they're all around.
Tell me about a time that you unintentionally made a male aware of his male privilege or like had to spell it out for them.
Okay, male privilege. We better turn this up because we're all evil men, so we all need to know what all of our privileges. I wasn't going to say that, Fat, but I think you might be on the right track.
I'll go first real quick. So when I lived in London, I lived in a house with 3 guys. Very new girl situation.
Okay, so she lived in a house with 3 dudes. Already, this is not normal. Yes?
And when I first moved in, me and another guy moved in at the same time. They were like, let's go around to the pub and get to know each other. I was like,
So you couldn't find any women to live with? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
yes, absolutely. Where's the pub? They said it's about a 10-minute walk down the road, or we can cut through the park and we'll be there in like 6 minutes. Now, this was September. It was dark. There are no lights in the park. And so I was like, I don't really know if I like want to go through the park. And they were like, no,
I would.
seriously. It's like straight through the park, like 1 gate in, 1 gate out, but it's like a 6-minute walk. And I was like, no, guys, listen, I'm not comfortable walking through the unlit park at night. I would
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be either.
prefer if we all walked together down the road.
Mhm.
And one of them very seriously asked me, are you scared of the dark? I was like, no, it's for the same reason that I chose to live here, because the road to the tube is lit at night. We looked at each other and went,
Well, but you're standing around with a bunch of dudes, so pretty sure you would not be considered to be an easy victim for some bad guy. Just saying.
is it? I've never known.
I mean, if you're all by yourself, yeah. But I mean, if you got a bunch of dudes,
And I just went, guys, I'm a female.
Mhm.
I could get assaulted. I just went, oh, fuck, you're right.
Crusader Nate is here. Hello.
What is one thing that a
Oh
man
my
will
God.
do?
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Reason why co-ed housing is bad, co-ed boot camp is bad. You know, I mentioned that when my kid went, I enrolled her in college, right? And they had the co-ed dorms, right? And so, of course, me being Mr. Asshole, I said, hey, why do you have co-ed dorms? What's the point? Well, it's just so they could be socialized or some bullshit answer. It's like, no. Oh, it's because we have a shortage of housing.
That lets you know instantly that you should not talk.
Oh, this is so good. So the first one would probably be if he tells you that he works for 4X or he's doing any type of like, I guess, like pyramid scheme type of a job. That's a no immediately. If when you find him on a dating app, majority of his pictures are of him with a bunch of other people. So you kind of have to play like, where's Waldo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a no. Either
That'd be same with women too, though.
he's highly insecure or it's a catfish. If any of his pictures or photos or videos on his social media are of him doing this,
douchebag.
that's a no.
Douchebag.
Any guy who refers to women as females, you females.
Well, I mean, you bitch if you, hey, you guys, oh my God, I'm a woman. You can't win. You cannot win. That's the point. Super Turbo Death Shark. Yeah, only women are allowed to join him. Whiskey Mita, yes. Amount of makeup and plastic in the street of war is catfishing us right now. Okay, now I could do the same thing to you, dear. Nothing against you. If I saw those fingernails on your dating profile, game over. Not gonna happen.
You a freak, huh?
No.
Okay, so again, I don't know how to stitch without the other person's
Oh my God. Hello.
music playing in the background. If you know how to do that, please help me. I'm struggling. But this girl
You probably mute it.
posted a video and said the best safety advice my dad ever gave me, and it was a man will never ask a woman for help. Y'all, when the Ted Bundy series dropped on Netflix 2 years ago, I remember being pissed because the media, how it portrayed it during the time that it was going on and how people were taking it then was if these women could control themselves and weren't so attracted to Ted, it would have never happened.
Well, you can't you can't deny that women were attracted to the dude. I don't know why, but they were.
Please, child fucking please. Look at that man.
Didn't Charles Manson get married and I think he died, didn't he? Didn't he get married to some 19-year-old kid? Yeah.
In what world? But literally all the cases, it was him in a parking lot at a school or a doctor's office waiting for the nurses and the teachers to get out. And he would literally act injured. And
Exactly, Mystery. How in the world do these women wipe their asses with those nails? I don't understand. And if they do, don't they get, oh, ew. Yeah. No. I wouldn't want to know.
These women who have motherly instincts were stopping to help them. And then he was fucking them up. Wasn't because he was attractive. They felt like he needed help. So ladies, if a man is trying to unalive himself in front of you, that's between him and God. Walk the fuck away.
Okay. Watch more awesome videos. All right, here we go.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle.
That's kind of funny. All right, we better not play the music, though, because it is a copyright. Let's see if we can find some more of this crap. Feminist TikToks, YouTubes. Oh, okay, go ahead. Marble pasta. Yeah. Oh, ladies make it very... I know. Oh, wait.
Hey, easy.
Whoa, what's...
What? Upset? Why would I be upset? Because every man thinks he can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
Okay, hey, we were just having a little bit of fun, all right?
Oh, is that what that was? Because you see, when a lady screams, stop, it is usually because she is not having the time of her life. But what do I know? Now you're going to pull up your pants, and you are going to get
Is that Uma Thurman?
the hell out of here. Get out!
Oh, Jesus. Why do all these TikToks have to have all this stupid freaking this music in the background? All right. Yeah. Go ahead. In Nigeria, a man can hit his wife for the purpose of correcting her. Okay, well, that's bad. Maybe they ought to change the laws in Nigeria. They are a democracy, right? Okay. In Turkey, it's illegal for a woman to hold a job without her husband's permission. Okay. All right. Notice none of this affects you in the United States, but go ahead. In Iran, a woman can be jailed for ignoring the country's dress code. Yep, very strict. Yep. In Sudan, the law allows for girls as young as 10 to be married. Well, that's fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, so feminism ought to be marching in the streets of Tehran or in Sudan and complaining about these things. Yeah, no. Yemen does not allow a woman to leave her house unless her husband permits it. Is that Sharia law? I don't know. Okay. We get more stupid music. Oh, God. The concept of virginity was constructed by a man who thought his penis was so important that it changes an entire... Oh, God. All right. Oh, she's got some fancy-ass makeup on, too, doesn't she? Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was that supposed to be profound? What? Oh, God. They you hear this actually quite a bit, this argument. Well, just because a woman has X doesn't mean her vagina is going to... It has nothing to do with the vagina, you dumbass. It's all the baggage. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Okay. Equal pay for equal work. You already have that. Fundamental human rights. You have that and more. Freedom of choice over your body. Most places you have that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Economic independence. You've got to earn that. Mm-hmm. Freedom of second. Mm-hmm. You can do that too. So you already got it. Not be objectified by creeps. In other words, men I do not find attractive. A right to education. In the United States. Yeah, I think you got that one covered. Yep. Mm-hmm. A right to go out and jump on the carousel. I'm a white Republican man and I hate abortion. Oh, maybe we can hear this instead of stupid music.
I'm a white Republican man and I hate abortion.
Okay, well, you're free to have that opinion.
Okay, I mean, I might not agree with you, but if you're so against abortion, you could help stop him with the sores. It's a super easy procedure. It's called a vasectomy. It's 100% reversible. You'll be in and out in 20 minutes, and then whenever you're financially ready and emotionally stable enough to have a child, you can just get it reversed.
Yeah. And women can use birth control. Yeah.
This is my body, and it's my choice what to do with it.
Yeah. Men could get a vasectomy. Yeah. Women can use birth control. They can get an IUD. They could shove up some spermicidal lubricant up in that. Stuff it up that snatch.
Wait, stop. Did you just say my body, my choice?
Yes.
Why would I let the government of the United States of America dictate what I'm supposed to do with my own reproductive health? Us men like you exist, Travis, you ignorant fuck.
Because men like you,
I've been trying to figure this out for years, but unfortunately, I was born with the uterus.
I see. Yeah, small, spicy broad. Okay, all right. Oh, Jesus. It's fucking music. I'm sorry. It can happen within relationships. Okay, this is talking about SA, which, of course, they're trying to make you believe that actually is R. It's not, but go ahead. Happen at age, come in many forms, okay? It's never the victim's fault. No one's blaming the victim. No. Can't just get over it. Yeah, you need probably some psychological help to deal with a trauma like that. Yeah. Freezing in the moment is extremely normal. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I've not been there. Never been assaulted like that. So I hope nobody ever gets assaulted like that. But unfortunately, they're fucking weird people in the world. Original Australian is here. Hello. David Graham. Hello.
For this video is no longer available, but basically there's a guy on this date with this girl, and he said, "Am I getting laid tonight?" And she said, "No."
So we're gonna split the bill.
And he said, "Fine, you're paying then." And she was like, "Are you serious?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Seriously?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Okay."
More fucking music.
Super quick public service announcement for all the self-proclaimed nice guys out there.
Okay, give it to us, baby.
If you are only nice to a woman because you want something in return, you are not a nice guy.
If you're a woman who puts out because some guy buys you dinner, what does that tell you? What does that say about you, baby?
I hate to break it to you. I'm literally so sick of this whole nice guys finish last thing.
Oh.
Do you know why some women prefer the bad boys or the guys that are mean to them?
Why is that?
It's because at least they know what they're getting themselves into with them. With the nice guys, we don't know what we're going to get. A lot of the time, these nice guys are some of the scariest people when they don't get what they want. Because at least they know what they're getting themselves into with them. With the nice guys,
They know the kind of asshole they're gonna get. Okay.
we don't know what we're going to get. A lot of the times, these nice guys are some of the scariest people when they don't get what they want.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just walk home. Gang attack. Girl attacked. These 3 men tried to, when she was walking home from school. Jesus Christ. Where is this? Oh, in the United Kingdom. Taxi driver forced teen who thought she was being kidnapped. Oh my God. Jesus, 17-year-old girl. Come on now. Up in Scotland, for Christ's sake. Yep. Victoria. That's up in Canada, I bet. Jesus. Yep.
I follow you into the park, through the jungle, through the dark.
Gotta bring Sarah Everhart up again. Yep. Oh, we actually get one to talk here? Okay, go ahead. Oh, Jesus. I can't do that. This is just ridiculous. It's too much of this stupid music. We'll try another one. See what happens here. Maybe it'll be better.
Here
Probably
is
not.
part 2 of sexist things that we have normalized, but let's talk about it. Today is the double bind in the workplace. And when I tell you, you're going to hear this and be like, yep. So
Sexist
in my own
things we've normalized, part 2. Double bind and the workplace.
Words, the double bind is basically a spectrum that women in the workplace fall somewhere on. On one side of the spectrum, it's someone who is soft-spoken, who keeps to herself. And on the other side of the double bind is a woman who is more loud, who is more assertive, and who is more passionate.
Okay. All right. So you got the quiet one and you got the loud one. Okay, go ahead.
What are the repercussions on sitting on each side of the double bind?
I don't know.
Basically, no matter where you sit on the double bind, whether it's the middle or each side, you're going to face sexist repercussions. The sexist repercussion that someone who is more quiet will face is that they will be seen as incompetent. They will not be hired for a promotion, but they're someone that people like.
They're I know, Mita. I know. I just, God.
Someone that's a more loud spoken and passionate, they're a bitch and they're aggressive. And while they may get seen for promotions, they are not liked and they will face a really tarnished reputation because of that. And so a lot of women try to conform somewhere in the middle of the double bind so they won't face workplace repercussions. And the problem is that perfect place doesn't exist. It's quite literally a double bind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand what she's getting at to some degree. The real quiet person may be looked upon as incompetent. Okay. But I mean, the bitchy one, in her words, don't be bitchy. It's just, okay.
I remember one of the first...
Of course, what's unsaid is that men who are assertive, they get... Yeah, give me the rest of the story. Exactly.
lessons in street smarts I ever learned from my parents was not look both ways before crossing the street, but carry wasp spray instead of pepper spray because it shoots further. It's more effective. You risk blinding yourself less in an attack.
Okay.
I remember my mom telling me when I was little, never turn your back on a man that you don't know because you never know when he's going to grab you from behind.
As a little kid, your mother's telling you this? Ooh, I smell feminism.
I actually remember being taught by a teacher how to hold my keys for walking alone late at night. I remember my dance teacher actually showing the girls in my studio self-defense moves.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. You should be happy that somebody took time out of their day to help you with that.
In case if anything were to happen to us.
Yeah.
I remember being taught scream fire instead of rape if you're being attacked because people are more likely to help you.
What?
Were my brothers?
I don't know.
Well, they were learning to look two ways before crossing the street. Here is
Oh, you see, that's because women. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you get it? Yeah, my poor brothers never had to worry about anything like that, getting beat up or no. Just me.
Something that men do that is incredibly detrimental and sometimes fatal to a woman's physical and emotional health.
Okay,
but women do that too. I never said they didn't, Grayson. I just said that men do this at a much higher rate. But I think because women sometimes also do it, this whole argument is just invalid. I don't think so. If you look at the statistics, you can see that 99% of men do this. Yeah, but there's like 1% of women that also do it, so you're just wrong. I'm not saying those women are not wrong. I'm just saying that maybe we should just talk about this issue and maybe address that issue within the
male Rivers is here. Hello, Rusty.
Community. Bitches be crazy. Bitches be crazy.
Really funny the way that we expect girls to just kind of like ignore catcalling.
What would you want them to do?
But the second she answers back, she's like being a bit too much. If like
I don't know who says that. I don't even
I
know.
scream something at me, but then I scream something back. People are like, dude, you just need to let it go. You need to calm down.
Nobody says that. Nobody says that. So you're making up fairy tales, are you? Are you telling us some porkies, are you?
That is just so funny to me. And by funny, I mean the next person who does that is going to get stabbed.
Here's me explaining
Wow, that's nice.
why the argument saying men invented everything is stupid and shouldn't be said on International Women's Day.
Well, men didn't invent everything. So
Men invented that phone you're on, that house you're living in, the app you're using.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video or men invented everything? Okay. Why? What? Tell me why men have invented most things.
Let me guess. Due to sexism and holding women back. Am I right?
Because women are stupid.
Again, not a thing people say, but go ahead.
Okay. Is it that or is it the fact that we've been oppressed for centuries?
Yeah. Bingo, bango.
And weren't allowed to go to college until the 60s, getting
bullshit. Bullshit.
Education, well, that's still severely underrepresented in STEM majors where all the inventions are from.
All the inventions are in STEM. Maybe.
I don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about the fact that the women who did invent things had their ideas stolen?
Of course they did.
Because those men, like other things on their body, have teeny tiny egos and had to make sure a woman wasn't smarter than them.
Oh. God. Yeah, that's it.
Women are stupid. Breaking the fourth wall. Please don't attack the person that commented that. It's a child. One thing to say to you, though. Good luck, Colton.
I am really
Okay, whatever.
nervous around men who only consume male-oriented content and let me on that. There are certain guys in this world who only listen to male musical artists, only watch shows that are catered towards male audience, and they almost always have extremely hot takes when it comes to feminism or to anything concerning women's issues.
Okay, but I mean, what a person listens to or watches on television or reads, what difference is it to you? So what? They like sports and shit. They like heavy metal music. So what? Who cares? Why is this a thing now?
It is my personal theory that men who consume content created by women, they enjoy content that centers around women's stories. I think they have usually a lot better conversations about social issues. And it's because this world, and specifically America, the entertainment industry is really catered towards men in general.
Are you out of your fucking mind? No, that is absolutely untrue. Without question, it is untrue. Entertainment is all biased toward women because women will spend the money. That's why. Duh.
So they don't.
I mean, come on. What kind of delusion? Where does this woman live? What reality? Which dimension?
Really have to think that often, and so when they watch stuff that isn't for them, they have to ponder and shit.
Yeah, this is something that I've been thinking about for a while.
Okay. Not sure what to make of that last one. What the hell is she talking about? It's meant to. Oh, God. I can damn sure tell you in radio, all radio stations except the hard rock, heavy metal, motor oil station types, all trying to get women to listen because women spend the money.
So I'll go on dates with men and I'll tell them I don't actually like children.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of them. I also don't want to go through birth. So if I am to have kids, I want to do it for a good reason. I would like to adopt. Go.
Okay. Well, that's good. Good for you. You can make your own choices in life. Good on you.
That's not very womanly of you. I don't know. I'm not really attracted to that.
Well, I mean, what's the point of getting married if you're not gonna have kids? Why would you do it? Why would you do it?
But then if you push the stereotypes from their hegemonic masculinity, because they're pushing
hegemonic masculinity,
hegemonic femininity onto you. They're like, you have to be nurturing, empathetic, care a lot about your appearance. You have to love.
No, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. You see, what is it about living your life the way you want to that you don't understand? What are you missing about that? What are you missing? My God.
To cook and clean. But if you
motor oil, it's like beer and motor oil, hard rock kind of stations, classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Metallica, that kind of stuff. It's just a sort of a kind of a pejorative. You got the pop station, you got the AC station, AC. You don't know what that is. Adult contemporary station. You got hot adult contemporary. You got everything that doesn't appeal to women is beer and motor oil stations, basically.
You push that on them. If you're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's very manly for me to have to work at all. You should pay for everything and protect us.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the guys would, but they would also like to have children. So there's that.
I'd actually prefer if you went off to war and died for your country because that would really turn me on. It really doesn't turn me on when men are scared of war. Wake up, men. Wake up.
I think my favorite thing right now.
Oh God, I got to turn. Oh, here, this is a classic look for the modern fembot. Let's see if she has anything to say.
Now is watching men absolutely not be able to handle that bee society is matriarchal. Like, I saw this video from a beekeeper where she was explaining that male bees' only purpose in bee society is to mate with the queen so that they can reproduce. Like, they can't do anything else. So during the winter, the female bees don't have enough food and resources to support these freeloaders who can't do anything for themselves. And since they've already mated with the queen, they're just kind of thrown out into the cold to die. And this is not the only comment like this, but it absolutely killed me. Couldn't you start a male bee sanctuary and save them? Provide them nectar and some remedial tasks till they get back on their feet.
Actually, if you want to know about bees, bumblebees, the hive dies every year. The only bee that survives a bumblebee hive is the queen. Didn't know that, huh? Yep.
Like, I don't know anything about this dude personally, but I just feel like in general, men feel more empathy with male bees than human women. And don't even get me started on how pressed they are that there's no king bee. I love seeing men discover inequality.
No, my. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Okay, that was loud. Sorry about that. All right, we'll do another one. But yeah, you'll if you're in a if you're in a northern place and you pay attention, what the queen bumblebee will do is dig herself a hole in the ground. That's where she stays all winter. And then in the spring, once it starts getting warm, you'll see these little holes in the ground in your lawn. And it's like, what the hell is that? That's where the queen bees were. Not all of the holes, but some of them. Yeah, you see the queens. The big bees you see in the spring are the queen. And it's up to her to go and make a new hive because that's what queens do. All right. Let's see if we can find another one of these things.
What are some things you've noticed that are blatantly sexist but are so normalized?
Okay.
I grew her from scratch, like literally her bones, her heart, her brain, her whole body. I grew it from scratch with my body. And then I hosted her in my body for 9 months as she grew, 9 painful months. And then I birthed her into this world. And yet she has my husband's last name.
Okay. Well, whatever. Then change the kid's last name then. I don't know. Whatever.
If men can't control themselves, seeing women in skirts, who let them control whole countries?
God. I know.
Good morning.
Hello.
With all of the continual shit that is going on in regards to the subjugation of women, the loss of autonomy, we in California are incredibly blessed and lucky to have clinics within 7 minutes on average of our location. Now, not all those clinics are up to snuff. I think they have a lot to learn from the experience of people who go in, as it seems that right now they're more like, I don't know, stables than like a safe environment to allow a woman to go through and make a decision that is 100% her own.
This is some smortion. Yes, smortion.
So to remedy this and to educate those who are interested, I'm going to continue to read from my favorite book, The Turnaway Study, a study that took 10 years, 1,000 women, and the consequences of having or being denied an abortion into account, and it asked the question, does abortion hurt women? The short and simple answer is no. Abortion.
Yeah, you see, in the United States, up until very recently, no one was denied an abortion. But go ahead and keep making up mythology.
Does not hurt women. It overwhelmingly helps women. Now, these women, these men, these couples who want to seek abortions in highly religious areas have some of the most difficult obstacles to push through. And they also found in this study that there are increasingly higher and higher levels of shame, self-doubt, second-guessing their decision in areas where high religiosity was present. And you might say, Stefan, that's obvious. That makes
well, I mean, R.P. Pope, you're right. You know, the woman that I did all this in the baby, and but well, the old man had to do something too, and he has to pay for that something forever.
Perfect sense. It does and it doesn't, because in those same areas where there's high levels of religiosity, those same people are running for public office. So what can you do? In a lot of my video comments, I see a lot of men describing their frustrations that I don't address men's issues. Well, this is it, man. This is the issue we need to focus on.
I see.
Because if half of the population of the entire world doesn't receive the same level of care, support, and autonomy as the other half.
Okay. Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said? I think I'm going to play it back again because I knew it was coming. I knew You could tell by this soy and this one, it was going to come. Let's
running
listen
for public office. So what can you do? In a lot of my video comments, I see a lot of men describing their frustrations that I don't address men's issues. Well, this is it, man.
No, it's not. It's not a men's issue. It's entirely a female issue.
This is the issue we need to focus on, because if half of the population of the entire world doesn't receive the same level of care, support, and autonomy as the other half, then there's a great injustice happening that we are now participating in. So get out.
You're right. There is a great injustice happening where men have no reproductive rights. You're absolutely right, but you're thinking the other. Not true, not true, not true. Really, the only thing the abortion thing did was toss it back to the states. Most states are going to make it legal, okay? Secondly, it's more equalizing the playing field, you see, because men have no reproductive rights. None. See? So you're right, but for the wrong reasons, I guess.
There, educate yourself. Fight for the rights of the women that you claim to love in the first place. Pick up this book. I guarantee.
And maybe you should fight for the right for men to have reproductive. No.
You will not regret it.
Yeah, it's because men are stupid, GTA 25. That's why. That's why. Because they think with their dicks.
The men that say big boobs don't count
God.
if you're fat. Neither does a dick if half of it's your personality.
Oh, God. All right. Yeah.
Let's play a game. Imagine we're at a party and I hand you a gun. You open the gun and there's space for 6 bullets. I
Okay.
take 1 bullet and I put it in a space. Shot it, spin it, hand it to you, and say play Russian roulette.
I wouldn't do that, but okay.
I want you to hold that gun up to your head and click the trigger. And
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. So I'm not sure where you're going, but go
you
ahead.
just better hope a bullet doesn't go through your skull.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to pull the trigger, so it ain't going to go through my skull. See what I'm saying?
Are you going to do it?
No.
Most people's answer will be a flat out no.
No.
A simple, why should I risk my life just for the sake of a game?
Mhm.
Now let's discuss that in the not all men narrative that men like to be pushing onto feminists.
We knew who was going to get around to this too, weren't we? Yeah.
1 in 6 women are victims of sexual assault.
Mhm. Yes. That may be or may not be true. I don't know. But I do know that it's not 1 in 6 are victims of the R word, because that is a flat out fucking lie. Not true.
Of reported cases. So whilst not all men are bad, there's always going to be that one man that is bad. So women need to be wary of all men in order to protect themselves.
Well, here's an idea. Don't just jump in bed with the first guy you meet at the bar on a Saturday night. Because you're right, you don't know him. He could be an R-word type. So maybe you shouldn't do that.
Not all the bullet casings in that gun are filled, but one of them is.
She said it came from RAINN, R-A-I-N-N. It's Rape and Incest Abuse National Network. They're usually pretty solid, but I don't know about that statistic.
And you don't want to take that risk.
This 1 in 4, 1 in 5 crowd, I don't believe it. Sorry. I'd have to have proof. I can go to the FBI and see what the actual numbers are that are reported. And it's not 1 in 5, it's 1 in 400. Still too many, but it's not 1 in 5.
Why should we?
Oh, so you're a feminist, yeah.
Yeah.
Name every woman.
Whitney Houston.
Oh, I mean, she's. Yeah, I don't know what she means, Mystery Man. I have no idea. I think she was trying to say that 1 in 6 are a victim of this, and I don't believe that.
Well, I mean, men are needed in human.
Jesus. Handle that the volume mixing here, guys. Come on, go.
In reproduction, but you wouldn't know much about that because of one of 2 reasons.
Actually, men aren't needed in the female reproduction, and also
Really? Men aren't needed for
men is a dying species.
I wasn't planning on making a video about this, but since you deleted my comment on your video, I kind of had to.
God.
I'm definitely going to lose followers for this, but here we go. You're being extremely hypocritical.
God almighty. Doesn't anybody know how to use a microphone? Jeez.
Talking about dying species, because by the looks of it, you're going to die of heart failure by the age of 40 because your arteries are clogged with McDonald's. And since you're going to talk about bone marrow, I guess I'll disprove what you said. You claimed that bone marrow fertilization is actually a viable way of reproducing, but you failed to mention the fact that on average, bone marrow birth babies die within 2 weeks of living, and when they live longer than that, they often look like you. I wouldn't be surprised if you were born via bone. Marrow, considering you can't even spell the word science correctly.
Science.
When it comes to birth control, have y'all ever heard the argument that it makes more sense to take the bullets out of a gun than to shoot at a bulletproof vest? Well,
Yeah.
guess what's shortly going to be available to men?
Right.
Dr. Wei Yin was able to purify from a Chinese herb something called tryptonide, and it basically works by altering like how sperm develop. It's a pill that you take daily, and after a couple weeks, it'll cause sperm to put their tails on backwards so they can't really swim and thus fertilize females.
Salty
and they found
monkeys
that there
here.
aren't really
Hello.
any side effects to it.
Mhm.
And once they stop using the pill, their sperm goes back to normal and they're able to like have
It's a great idea.
healthy kids, and there's no issues with their fertility.
Well, those numbers, again, what they've somewhat successfully done. And again, no one here is saying that this isn't a serious problem. It is a serious problem. But they're including everything that's SA as R, and that's not the case, right? An SA could be an unwanted touch. Some guy grabs in the ass at the bar, bumps into you with his penis. Icky stuff, but it's not R, right? So that's where they get these weird numbers from.
So men, it's y'all's turn now to start taking birth control.
Okay. Well, if we can, we will. Perfect. Not yet, though.
What's
Don't have
something that's actually incredibly fucking misogynistic?
it. Okay. You knew this was going to be heavy with the criminal activity, right? Yeah.
But everyone just ignores
Dress code. Dress code.
Dress code.
Let me explain. Dress code is one of the earliest symptoms of rape culture in America.
Dress code.
What is rape culture? Rape culture is basically victim blaming and blaming a woman for an assault that happens to her. Or
Nobody blames women for an assault that happens to them. Stop this bullshit. What was it, in a movie or something that you saw? This does not happen. I'm sorry. No.
other victims. Dress code at its core is grown adults sexualizing little girls and blaming them for distracting their male classmates.
Okay. We got one of those, huh?
It teaches young girls from as early as elementary school that their bodies are property, and if other people want to sexualize them, that's their fault as little girls, and not the adults sexualizing them or the boys sexualizing them.
Thing is, with the male contraceptive, feminists don't want it because, yes.
So what happens to a little girl when she wears shorts that are a little too short because it's all that she can afford? She is punished for it. She is told that it is her fault and she needs to change so that other people will not sexualize her.
Well, I mean, if there's a dress code that is of the establishment at the school, the girls and the boys have to follow the dress code. It's not that hard.
That is instilling a victim culture mindset, not only on that little girl, but on every single person growing up in the education system in the United States. And that misogyny seeps into how we treat survivors today in America.
I mean, this chick has obviously been thoroughly indoctrinated. No question. She drank the Kool-Aid deep.
The first day I realized I was black, it was 2000. We had just learned about blacks for the first time in second grade at recess. All the white kids chased me into the wood chanting slave. My mother said I refused to come out for 3 hours.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Said she
But
thinks
go
I was
ahead.
lost in the trees, but I just needed to be closer to my roots.
As a woman, having a boyfriend is a battle. If 70% of us are abused in a lifetime, what is the number of men doing it? The answer is not one man running faster than light to complete a mission, and that is what leaves me sick.
The second day
Yeah, I know. Slam poetry. It's just, oh, God, it's awful.
realized I was
It's awful.
black was in a gas station. I only had 25 cents, so I searched what to spend it on. The cashier floated from aisle to aisle, eyes fixed on my hands. That was the first time I realized skin color was a crime.
My body has become cause to write legislation, calls for ass smacks in the back of a class. My
God.
body has demanded everything except respect. I've been asked, what makes you feel unsafe? And I struggle not to yell.
Everything. The third
Oh, God. It's just so much. Oh, God.
day I realized I was black was in an all-white
more?
cafeteria. I gathered my
No,
legs
I
under
don't
me,
wanna
made
hear
rockets
this.
in my
This is
feet,
such
and approached the
bullshit.
girl. She told me
Now
she
we're gonna
was
skip
not
that.
into
We're gonna skip.
There's a group of women
We're
going to-
skipping.
She was there. You know,
Blah blah blah. Oh God. No.
Or I speak so
No.
when they vote our own
Oh
limited
God.
Family members that are married.
disagree.
We are burning the table.
Building a new one. No one is invited because everyone is already here.
Oh Jesus. Okay. All right. I did.
I'm anti-feminism. Oh, okay. Didn't see you sit down. Why is that? I want to shave my armpits. Okay, that's a personal preference. I shave my
Yeah, you can do that if you want to.
armpits too. What else? I would never get an abortion. Okay. Also a personal preference, your body, your choice. What else?
Yep.
I don't want to work in a male-dominated field like STEM. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Also a personal preference. You have every right to do that.
Yeah, except the feminists don't like it when you do. Oh my God.
Stay-at-home parents are great. And I don't hate men. I mean, I have a boyfriend of almost 4 years and family members that are men
I'm sorry for the guy.
that I love, so same. Then what are you even fighting for? Oh, okay. Well,
What are you fighting?
feminism fights for a lot of things, but
Yeah.
in these situations specifically, feminism wants everyone to be able to decide what to do with their own lives and bodies, regardless of gender. And
Except if you're a man. And you get a chick knocked up, then you have no say over what happens to your body. Oh, he should have used birth control. I know.
wants to dismantle the patriarchy, which negatively
Dismantle
affects
the patriarchy.
everyone.
Right. You mean capitalism. You can say it. You want socialism. Okay.
While those are your personal preferences, many women don't want to shave, want or need an abortion, want to work in male-dominated fields, etc. So we fight for that choice. You're a man
Okay. Well, you have the choice. So there you go. So get your engineering degree.
hater and you want to be a man. Oh no!
Jeez.
Feminism did not exist in Africa because patriarchy was a Western import that was brought into Africa by white people during slavery and colonization.
There was no patriarchy in Africa before white people. Right.
And here is how. While Europeans were busy arresting, murdering witches and treating their women like trash in Europe, our male African ancestors, on the other hand, never had an issue with giving women power. African women were equally yoked with men and
Isn't that what it's all about, though, isn't it? It's all about females being in charge, isn't it?
community roles in ancient Africa were divided according to age group, not gender. Elderly women in Africa were considered the goddesses of the universe. Pregnant African women were highly protected and regarded as portals of life. Female African leaders and warriors were highly prominent. They held critical roles both politically, socially, and economically. Some, like Princess Yenenga.
Yeah, back in the day, it was about a survival. Back in the day, you had to cooperate to survive. I know. It's hard for these people to grasp the concept that several hundred years ago, you had to feed yourself somehow. They're trying to compare that, of course, to the modern age, right?
Were great warriors who led their troops to war. But the minute the white man set foot in Africa, he brought with him gender discourses and male chauvinism, which was well promoted by their religion. Therefore, African men started treating African women the way white men treated theirs.
Oh, Mr. E, how could you say that? You're evil. Evil, I say. Evil.
I've seen lots of videos recently about Sarah Everard, sexual assault, women sharing their stories.
Yeah.
Let me share one of mine. When I was in college, a close friend of mine was kidnapped and raped. And putting the timeline together later, I probably walked by the woods where she was being held and raped.
It's terrible. It's awful.
And there's some trauma there. Not to call myself a victim. I'm not trying to take someone's voice. Fuck. All I know is that men, we need to do better. We need to say more and we need to do more.
Yeah.
Because this is our fault.
It's our fault. No, it's not. It's not our fault. What are you talking about? It's the fault of the guy who kidnapped your friend. It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
This is our problem to fix.
No.
This is for the men. Trigger warning. In my last 4 years of teaching in particular, I taught a book called Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, in which a young woman sneaks out of her house at night, goes to a party, has a cup of beer, and then she's raped. As part of conversations around this book, I had one day where I switched things up and I said, today the answer is no. And the question is her rape her fault?
Of course it isn't. Jesus, who says that?
And after an hour of conversation and debate with particularly the boys who want to argue that sometimes vulnerability equals permission, women would come up to me after class, young girls, 14-year-old girls would come up to me after class and they said, I've been raped.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. That's awful. It's terrible.
Boy. Men, we are the problem.
No.
When we allow people to make sexist jokes, when we allow people around us to catcall, when we allow people to objectify women, we are part of the problem.
So we're supposed to, what, get up and smack the guy if he's catcalling a person? Really?
We need to change this. So when I was a teacher and young women, 14-year-old girls would tell me that they'd been raped, that burden, I
would say there's a good chance that most of them are made up or very, very, very exaggerated.
That's a crushing weight. That's a physical burden. That bent my shoulders and my back, and I had to share not the names, but the stories I had to share with somebody. So I turned to my teacher friends and my peers, and I would say, I just heard this today. And I can't think of a single time.
Exactly, GTA. Exactly. The perpetrator of the crime is the one who is to blame for it, not all men. Sorry.
Where I didn't share that with another woman?
Not sorry.
Where that woman didn't say me.
XYZCT.
Me too. That happened to me too. Yeah. We need to do better, men.
Okay, I promise not to go out and assault people. Absolutely promise. I got a Bible right here. I'll promise on a stack of Bibles. I won't go out and do that. Okay?
As a result of Sarah Everard's murder and rape at the hands of a police officer in England, a lot of women on TikTok are sharing their stories of sexual assault, of harassment, of the feelings of vulnerability when they go out into society. So men, what can we do about it? What can we do to help end this rape culture? Number one, we need to understand that rape is a crime of power.
Well, I don't care what it is. It's still a crime. It's illegal. You can't do that to people. Come on.
As a result, the solutions are intersectional. It's not just about feminism. It's also about racism. It's no coincidence that while 1 in 6 women in North America will face a sexual assault in their lifetime, the number is closer to 1 in 3 when we're talking about communities of color. And
just go ahead and pull numbers out of your ass.
In case your intrinsic bias is acting up, the vast majority of the perpetrators of these crimes are white men. So what can we do? Number one, we can speak out when we see a cis, hetero, white man talking about marginalizing any other group.
Yeah. Yes.
Number two, we can shut the fuck up when these communities tell us their stories. We can believe them, even though we haven't experienced these things ourselves. That's going to be the hard one.
So I got dress code the other day in school because I was showing about this much of my midriff.
So did it violate the dress code?
We've got about a dozen posters talking about the dress code. And
so you know about the dress code. Okay.
On one side we have the guys, and they have chains and hats and baggy pants and shirts that promote gang culture. But on the girls' side, we have skin.
Oh.
You know what's distracting to me about the dress code? It's not my shoulder or my midriff. It's that these parts of my body that aren't even remotely sexual are being sexualized. Tell me if I'm wrong, but if I went up to a guy and said, I can see your bulge in your pants, and honestly, that's distracting, he would be horrified, and I would be embarrassed to say that, and nobody in that interaction would want that to happen. And so why is it so easy to point out my skin?
Because you're dressed and sexy, that's why. Sorry. You can say a bunch of words and whatever the hell you want to. You're trying to get attention from the boys. Stop it.
Why is skin unacceptable? But the sexualization of girls 14, 15, 16, and 17. Why is that normalized? Someone explain it to me, because I have no idea.
Why? What do you mean it's normal? I don't. Again, I must be missing something. I'm sorry.
Girls, you can't go to the gym half naked, like not wearing a top, and not expect the boys to look at you.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't expect men not to stare.
Andy is here. Hello.
I'm not asking for it based off of what I'm wearing.
Nobody says it's an invitation to attack you. So, whatever.
I honestly thought that we had moved past this line of conversation as a society and as women.
Women.
I am wearing a shirt.
Okay.
It's just cropped.
All right.
Does my belly button turn you on?
Yeah, I don't, Mandy. I just. It's TikTok. You got 13-year-old girls. I'm going to tell you how to be. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Because if so, that's a different line of conversation. But don't you sit there and project your own insecurities onto other women.
Yeah. Oh, you said women. You know how to say
I'm there
it.
to work out for myself, for my own health.
Right.
Just like these men are doing. And you're telling me to change?
These men. Oh
I don't think so. Why don't you tell them not to stare?
Okay.
Why don't you tell them to grow the fuck up?
Mm.
And my titties
Uh-huh.
aren't there to impress you. 2010 called and they want their fucking misogyny back.
Oh my God.
Let me know if he fucking picked you.
Everyone should be a feminist. Yeah, well, men have issues too. Yeah, the patriarchy affects men too.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
don't
yeah.
care about male issues. Women are more likely to win
Patriarchy.
custody battles.
Yep.
Exactly, because the stereotypes pushed by the patriarchy that women are more loving and nurturing.
Mhm.
Well, men are charged and punished.
Yeah. That's handy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's why women get custody all the time, because of the evil patriarchy and all that.
more for the same crime that women commit. As I said, the patriarchy, and over 80% of all crimes committed are by men. You guys don't care about male victims. Guys get sexually assaulted too. Real feminists support male victims. The stereotype that men
real feminists, guys.
are strong and
This is full of just about everything today. Holy
victims
God.
attributes to this. A lot of male sexual assault victims don't come forward because of men, saying that the man should have enjoyed the sexual encounter.
NWP, make it make sense. I
And
know.
when women were putting their painted hands on their body so that they could tell their stories.
So what about a 31-year-old teacher who R-worded a 13-year-old boy, got a slap on the wrist? No?
Boys went and
Where's the protesting in the street that she should spend 10 years in jail? I don't see it.
that. But yes, male sexual
Oh, yeah. It was a she that was 31.
assault victims should be taken seriously. Well, feminists just hate men. Someone who actively hates on men is a misandrist, and they cannot be a real feminist because feminists want equality.
They can't be a real feminist.
Okay, well, what about hashtag kill all men? It's a joke made in retaliation to all the sexist remarks made by men on this app, and abusers like Chris Brown are so popular. Real men know kill all men isn't
What the hell is that, anyway?
about them.
Is that a donut? I don't know. Something.
Oh my God, you got raped?
Oh, jeez.
Why didn't
more
you
of
just
this.
say no? Why didn't I think of that? What are you doing here? I'm here to rob you. No. Oh, come on, dude. It's third time this month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. It's men's football. Boring. How am I supposed to focus if there's a man wearing shorts?
Oh.
And I mean, he's even got a t-shirt on, for fuck's sake.
I mean, do these women actually think we're buying this bullshit? Well, I'm wearing my bare midriff, and wow, men shouldn't look at me. What the hell is this? Oh my God.
I can see his elbows. I'm so distracted and turned on constantly. Hey, sexy daddy, can I have your number? You look beautiful. No, why not? Just give it to me. Just give me the fucking, you're such a dick, gigolo. He wore shorts like that and didn't want attention. I think he was asking for it. So, how are you gonna balance work life and being a father? Male CEO. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Always their interpretation of a man. Unhinged and delusional. If women acted like men, part 2. Okay.
Tonka promoted. Can you believe this? He's handsome, but not smart. I wonder who he slept with to get this position. Yeah, Chad is hot, but he's a little slut. You know how many women he slept with? I think like 3. Here, young man, what are you wearing? These shorts are too short. You know how the girls are at school. They have to focus on learning and not be distracted by your skin showing off.
I mean, there's really an easy way to take care of all this dressing and all this. Have separate classrooms for boys, separate for girls. There you go. Problem solved. Now, why don't they ever talk about that? Why do you suppose that is? Why not, instead of worrying about this and that and the evil blah, 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 how about uniforms? Everybody wears the same thing, huh? No.
Please go change. This is your car. Isn't that a little bit too big for a man like you? Do you know how to drive this?
Please.
Okay, let me put my seatbelt on.
Says
just
no
in
one ever.
case. Do you know how to park with this?
No.
Or should I do it? Let me do it.
Uh.
What are you doing? You're playing like a boy. Grow some pussy.
God.
Oh, honey, I
Her again?
think you're being too emotional. Is it this time of the month? Of course, Tom has the
Oh,
best life.
Gone
He
with
just sits at
John. What are
home
you?
with kids all day doing nothing? That's not
Oh, Johnny.
my job. And Melanie works her ass off to provide for this family. He's a gold digger. Babe, are you going out like this with the boys? Don't you think this t-shirt is a bit too short? They can see your elbows. I don't want any girls
Please.
staring at you.
Please stop.
You know how they are.
Stop.
You're mine.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I took this boy home last night. It was the best.
I mean, women got to know this stuff. They got to know this is bullshit. They dress up to get the attention of dudes or women, whatever their flavor is. Come on now.
Did he come?
Yes, even in high school. Yes.
I don't know. Who cares? I did. Okay, ladies, so we decided we're going to do all the hygienic products for men that they need on a daily basis in blue color. And we're going to charge them twice as for women.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Stop.
Huh? Because, you know, it's blue. It's a great idea. Let's make some money.
Oh, jeez. Sorry. My microphone. There we go. Oh, turn it down. Oh, there we go. Oh.
Friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Gender norms are switched in this film. Okay. It doesn't even make any sense. I don't, who cares? It's just bullshit anyway. All right. I'll read a few comments and then I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, baby. Stop it, hamster. Yes, stop it. Gone with John Catholic School. What are you guys talking about? Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, Mita says, yeah, just get school uniforms. You know, make them all wear pants and ties. Problem solved. Isn't it? Yeah, exactly. He's got a nice rack. Ooh, Easter Sunday, your head goes to bad place. You evil man, you. Oh, my God. Super Turbo Death Shark. Bigfoot fell face first. Yeah, it is. Yeah, fat dog. I mean, it's just they're moving rapidly toward a world which doesn't exist. You know, they're already there for the most part, but all this, you know, men laughing and making, if a woman gets attacked, so I don't know, the boys will be boys shit. Come on. It doesn't happen. Certainly not a widespread thing. Come on. Some asshole said something like that. Man, probably. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the world, and some of them are just freaking douchebags. But, of course, that's the way they do their thing, isn't it? You got to find the corner case and say that that's the whole thing. That's everyone. Corner case. It's ridiculous. Anyway, 9:53. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I think Undead Chronic is live now, so jump over there and have some fun. You guys, thanks for coming. We'll see you later.